So I'm just driving on out there and I see a bald eagle fly into this tree. It's right there. There it goes. Today's gonna be a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Salvage Workshop. So today is day 3, working on the old Allis wheel loader. And we're going to jump right into the fuel system. But if you're new and you haven't seen the channel or any of the other projects, go check out what we got going. So we're doing a small series on this wheel loader, getting it resurrected and back to life. Previously at the same farm, we did one in an old Cat number 6. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. My name is Matt Salvage, and I welcome you here to Salvage Workshop. All right, today's the day. Hopefully, this pump gets that motor up and pumping and turning and barking and growling and doing all those other things they should be doing. So, we're going to pop it in. It's a little bit harder than that, but we're going to put it in, get it all lined up, and go right at getting this motor primed with fuel and see if the old dog wants to bark back to life on its own fuel system. And that's really what the goal is here. I could spray ether all day long, but you can't run a machine like that. So, join me here as we jump back on the old Allis wheel loader. Get all this gunk built up behind that. She needs a good pressure wash. Alright, in order to safely get this shaft in there without ruining these umbrella seals, I took them off. And I don't have new ones and I want to reuse them, so set those aside for a minute. Okay, now we'll put them back on. There's one, and they go opposite each other. There we go. It's not going to be easy. I don't see anything I can take off to make it easier either. The whole goal is, I'm trying to get, there's a mark in here that you got to get lined up, and it's not lined up, and we had to insert the shaft through here, and it has to key into the back of the pump. I mean, it would have been so much better if I left that, or I could have left that gear in there. I'm going to try this without the umbrella seals. Try and get it all lined up and then pull this shaft back out, which will allow me to then put the seals in. Come on now. Does the fan guard have to move? I think it does for me to do that this way, so. There's our mark. All right, almost. I need to go one more tooth this way. All right, finally got it all lined up. That line straight, that gear all the way in. Got to tighten some bolts down, but we're looking pretty dang good. All right, I got 4 of the injector lines. We're gonna basically clean up the ends, put some carb cleaner through them, make sure they're clean, put them back on. That one's good. That one's good. And last. The other 2 are not in this bundle. I already did them separately. And that one's good. So, nice and clean on the inside. Because that's where it counts. Alright, it's official. Got all the injection lines on. Got the fuel filter housing on. Supply line. Return line back to the tank. All back assembled. Got to put this cover on here. Before we do that, though, we're going to wipe it down and reuse this gasket. Alright, to reuse the gasket, we're basically going to take some marine grease. I guess it's lithium grease, but whatever. We're going to apply it to both sides of the gasket. Okay, so that plate is the gear side of the injection pump. And I don't know what this is. It's a spring, little plunger thing. Not exactly sure, but I do know it needs to go back in there. And we'll stick the plate back on. My guess is that spring and plunger puts pressure against that gear so that it doesn't kick out and come uncoupled with the injection pump on the inside of it. But I'm no expert. I only know enough to be dangerous. But man, am I dangerous. Alright, there is enough room to put this taller cat filter in the engine bay, so we're going to do that. We're going to fill it up with fuel first, so we don't have to bleed off as much air. O-ring. There we go. New cap filter installed. I'll wipe it down and then I'll write a date on it because I do like to have a date and hours. All right, well, fuel system's back together. Let's engage 24 volts. Let's make sure we got this wired right for our... We do. Alrighty. Check the oil real quick. Make sure nothing catastrophic happened. Nope. Alright, let's put this switch over there. Alright, I'm going to turn the key and we should hear a click in the solenoid in that injection pump. We did. Perfect. Alright. Start bleeding air out. So right now, everything's bone dry pretty much. I've got this banjo bolt loose. The fuel filter is full. We're going to turn it over until we get some out of here. And then I've got each of the injector lines at the injectors loose. So there's a bolt on the back of this injection pump that you're supposed to use to bleed the pump out. There's going to be no way I'm getting that. So I'm not even going to try. Here we go. Nothing yet. This may take a minute. Alright, let's see if we can pull a prime with some ether. Now we got fuel coming out of one of them. I don't know where the fuel pump is. I almost want to add an inline fuel pump. I think I have a clicky clack with me. Alright, here's the plan. Got this little inline clicky clack fuel pump that we're going to wire and plumb right there. So I'm going to cut this fuel supply hose right here, and we're just going to dangle it in there for now. So I'm not going to cut it. Well, it could be our issue. We're not getting any fuel. This old dog doesn't want to wake up. But have no fear. I'm gonna get him up. There we go. Alright, I'm just gonna start clicky clacking. Try and get some, that's sounding better. Well, I'm gonna try turning it over now. I gotta go hook the other battery up. There we go. Got fluid coming out of the pump. I think I see some coming out of the lines too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, old girl, one more. All right, she is ready to go. Pull this pump off for now. I tighten down those injectors and I think we are ready to rock and roll. I got squirted in the face with diesel. It's okay. All right, let's engage the clicky clack. Let's try to start it. There goes nothing. I kind of wondered about that. So what I had to just do now, the fuel shutoff solenoid did not shut the machine off. It did not close off enough fuel to be able to kill it. That is the one reason I took that boot off and I left it open and I prepared. I was ready in case that was to happen. I found a flat plate laying around that was just enough to choke the turbo off from fuel. Air, I mean. So basically what I did was I suffocated the engine, eliminating all air to it so that it would die. Now I gotta figure out how to get it to shut down normally, but I don't even care right now. That is a tiny problem compared to what we've accomplished so far. Heck yes, it's building oil pressure. I hear air leaking here. Yep, good. That pressure gauge is working. It's back down to 0 now. The amp meter was moving. None of these transmission gauges did yet. And there's our air leak. It's a line. It runs as a horn valve. So this baby has an air line that runs up to the roof. Oh, heck yeah. Air horns. I love air horns. Sweet. You have to make sure they're not dauber infested, but that's a simple fix. So I disconnected the clicky clack fuel pump after the first start. I'm pretty sure we don't need it. Let's try it real quick just to double check. It's not connected. There's no clicky clack happening. We'll turn the key, which gives us our shut off solenoid working properly. And here's our start button. You know what, let's try and start it the normal way. So the way you start it is you pull this lever that way. It's gotta be not good for it, but I gotta figure out how to shut it down properly. At least it's shut down. And I'll probably get my remote start switch out of there so I can just start it up there. I'll disconnect everything for right now. Heck yes, she's a runner. Alright, now that we know the engine runs, let's turn our attention a little bit today to where I have to sit. Yeah, probably gonna have to tell the raccoons to move over here shortly because they already destroyed that seat. I bet you that was an awesome seat. Look at that brown leather. You know, maybe a gallon of duct tape in 3 days and we could probably make it usable again. But before we do that though, I want to get that leak over here tightened up. Oh boy. Oh. Alright, let's see what size. 5/8 maybe? 9/16. It's leaking there too. Alright, just grab a rag out of this nasty cab. Come on, air horns. My Clark wheel loader forklift also has air horns. The cool thing is this has a valve very similar to this, but it's down by your feet. And so all you gotta do is pop it with your foot. Pretty cool. It's trying. There's not enough air built. But at least it's not leaking here now. So the main reason this machine has brakes, or has air, is it has air over hydraulic brakes. Which, I can't wait to work on those. I'm sure they're going to be a nightmare. They usually are. Alright, well, a successful day 3. That is all I've got for you today. We got it running, heck yes. Here's a question for you. What would cause an Allis Chalmers 3500 motor to not shut down with the key switch or the solenoid in the injector pump? Because I don't want to have to choke it to death every time I have to shut it off. So if you have any ideas on that, let me know in the comments. Up next, we're going to get this old dog moving. We're going to try and see if it moves. We're going to try the hydraulics out, see if the bucket moves. I wanted to try and get that done today, but time got away from me. Get the injection pump in and getting it timed right and getting all the lines back on and clean took a lot longer than I wanted it to. Way more than what you saw in the video. But thank you for following along on the old Allis Chalmers 645. Again, name ideas. I want your name ideas. Let me know what you think we should call this old dog. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. Leave a comment. Let me know your opinion. It helps the channel. And I look forward to seeing you guys on day 4. Have a great night.